That'll be a Graviton Surge that goes down as well.
It's back!
You can just fortify and get out of this, though.
Yeah, Solomon2 gets taken down there. Poco finding 2 quick kills. The Blizzard even committed to that one by the Titans. Can they bring it back? It's like Stitch and Carpe finding something. Stitch went for a bit of a desperation Death Blossom, Matt. A Soundberry even being committed to this fight. The Titans really want to hold the point for as long as they can. So much so, they're expending some of these key support ultimates. In fact, both of them are down the drain, and Bumper just switched to Reinhardt.
Yeah, and he always, seems like in the last-ditch scenario, switches over to the Rein. We've seen him do this on a lot of points thus far, so they've gone Rein Zarya now here towards the end. I don't know if they're going to stay on this. As Philly still trying to flip this point. Nice Zarya bubble there from Solomon2 onto Slime, just trying to keep him alive, but he ends up falling, and now Philly finally takes the point. But
64% and counting for Vancouver. Now they have some ultimates to try and stall this down a little bit longer. Stitch gets 2 with the Death Blossom. Poco forced to abscond to the high ground. He can't do much now. He's too low. He will be chased down. And
Philly had an advantage there. They backed off the point. They flipped it over Vancouver.
Vancouver looking to finish the round here and now. He's the Graviton Surge. And you can see Carpe could just walk straight out of it. Sato could have done the same had he been caught inside of it. Self-destruct over the top, but Bumper is down, and the main tank for the Vancouver Titans is missing. Stitch is very low on health right now. You can see up the top, and Carpe finishes the job with the Death Blossom. Poco not done here yet, though, trying to chase Hacksaw down. The Blizzard not a factor in this fight as EQO and Carpe combined for 4. The back line of the Philly Fusion living dangerously. Boombox was down to just a small amount of health, but he's able to use the Coalescence now and get that healing back away. Look who's positioned up the top of the drum. Twilight sat up there as Moira, able to give a lot of healing back to his teammates while essentially being out of Scrutiny's range. Poco tries to get away though, and Neptuno could be in trouble. Nice halt there from Bumper. Now EQO takes his position up on the pedestal, but can't find any kills. Solomon2 able to clean up there, and maybe if this Zarya gets rolling, we'll see more value accrued by the pick.
I mean, I guess that is the point. Like, if you can get him charged up, then you can start to make plays.
Wall comes up as well, so that was also a thing. Philly blocked themselves away from the Titans. There it is, Poco in the backside, though. Getting Slime and Solomon2 was a good start. Sis trying to make back what was lost. He finds 2 quick kills, but Poco descends and finishes the job. The point's still under the control of the Titans, though, and the Fusion need to make the play here. Poco eventually pushing down Bumper, but at great expense of his own health. That is recovered, though, and the stall continues. Twilight now sitting here behind the barrier. Finally is taken down. Needs to connect some big headshots here. That's the Blizzard thrown down, but Carpe is safe. Another Deadeye for Carpe. Gonna try and force the Titans out of line of sight. Again, nothing gained from the Deadeye. Now he gets halted in, straight into the Death Blossom. And here come the Vancouver Titans now. They started the fight at 99%. They're looking to finish it there too. D-Super Poco, he goes sky high and eventually is brought down to earth. Sato will try and stall the point out, but there's not enough time, and the Titans, so that's 2 heroes that defense matrix just can't interact with, and maybe that is what the Titans are doing. Maybe they're trying to press on Poco a little bit there, make his life a bit harder. Sato though, well, not loving life either, and Carpe gets walled off the rest of his team. The Titans getting rolling. This is what they did at the start of the last round. They got a really good buffer, and that's how they won it. Doesn't fancy using the teleport to do so, though. It's a little bit telegraphed. Carpe, he's got his eyes on you. Carpe gets away. The sound barrier saves his life, and now the Graviton is eaten by Poco, and the Blizzard comes up for Philadelphia Fusion. They have hit the jackpot. Stitch only finds 2 there, but everything went right for Philly at the start of that engagement, and that's why they come out on top.
There'll be sound barrier as well from both teams.
I hear a Blizzard coming.
Both sides.
Working around the fringes here. He may well get frozen. He tries to bubble himself. Sato taken down. The Graviton Surge connects. It's connecting beautifully. With EQO out of the picture now, Blizzard didn't really find the mark. Carpe tried to drop down a Death Blossom from Stitch to try and ward him off. Carpe, Drake walks out of it, now goes for one of his own. He gets 1, but it's a traded kill. Now Neptuno has to try and stall out the point. Sato has arrived on the Wrecking Ball, and Boombox isn't too far away either, but Sato is immediately frozen. Neptuno immediately removed. Overtime ticking down, and Poco can't even touch the point. He's frozen as well. Map number 1 goes to the Vancouver Titans.
The Roadhog can connect with a lot of these halt hooks through the door. There's a halt hook combination on a Janu, as Janu gets demech.
Stitch gets in though. He actually found Boombox. Both supports are down for the Philly Fusion here. It's messy. but Bumper gets another one. Poker was taken down, and this is going to turn around. The Titans look like they started this so badly, but they managed to send the Assassins into the back line.
If I'm Carpe, I just look down the line.
Oh yeah, he is. No, Carpe's looking at his navel right now.
It's like, he's like, so I pick off one, Poco gets a hook, and D-Mix, Janu, and then everybody else just decides to die? Like, all right, cool, thanks.
Please explain, team. The Titans, point A.
That is a very fast take for Titans. Usually D.Va with the defense matrix able to eat up. Is be a nano boost on a Carpe as the Death Blossom comes in. Oh,
he's crazy! He runs straight into the Death Blossom, comes out of his own Wraith Walk, gets hit by a couple ticks of it, and then Janu just walks up and gives him a smack across the ears. This is not what you want, Philly. It was such an admirable effort in the first map, but now this one seems like a bit of a cakewalk. Boombox tries to step up to the point, even thought about fading. No good, though. And the Vancouver Titans, it's a smirk on the faces of these gents. As Poker now drops onto the point, tries to use a pile driver. Adaptive shield works because there's so many people close by, but it doesn't protect him against the onslaught that follows. Sato eventually ground out, and the Titans blister through Hanamura. Johnny gets nano boost here, so he's soaking up a lot of this damage, and Huxal is taken down by EQO. That's the point of the Doomfist. Get in, get out. The dirty work done quickly. Johnny has to go for a whole hog here, but was almost knocked off the map. Poco shuts down much of that damage, but Bumper's been able to get back onto the point here in position. He's forced away though because Carpe is behind him, and this will be very quickly finished off on the tanks if Carpe gets in there. The Reaper has been persistent for most of this round. Carpe a friendly wave, and now once again it's back to work. Good honest work getting rid of those tanks in the back line. EQO drops down. This is looking much better from Philly, an attack that actually has some lethality to it. They will be behind Vancouver Titans in terms of time bank, but not by much. And this is definitely turning out to be the brawl that was promised. High ground goes Carpe. He'll drop down on anyone who tries to stall out, and Bumper comes in. Poco catches in though, and that is Philly managing to take point B. Now we have a game.
Two really nice pickoffs at the beginning of the fight.
EMP straight away. No subtlety about it whatsoever. Carpe, EQO, Sato all caught up in that one, and now Poco is frozen. Well, 2/3 of the Philly Fusion team get crowd controlled in some way or another. Not a great way for them to start the fight. Sato is in no position to be running away. Boombox can at least fade and prolong the potentially inevitable here because EQO is done.
They have to go.
Oh, okay, booped away. Still 5 people caught by the EMP though. Neptuno tried to send him off course, but it didn't matter in the end. The range of EMP is just too great. And Neptuno, it's his just desserts. 7 seconds now left. There's really no one to contest here. Carpe's pushed forward on the Reaper. It's unlikely to let him out of this room though. Will he get to the point? He does make it to the point. Trigger overtime straight into Death Blossom. Poco catches Twilight out with a self-destruct, but Sato doesn't make it to the point. It has to be a tracer pick for EQO, using the blinks and added mobility to trigger overtime, and Boombox also attempts to do the same. Bumper though shuts the door in EQO's face, and Boombox is not much more successful than that. The Titans have figured out the Philly Fusion's attack strategy, and as a result, they hold them at the gates here on point A. Okay.
Sato turns around, he's like, wait a sec.
Not ideal. I mean, Sato turning around to deal with the Reaper now allows the Titans to walk through the door. Yeah, Sato does get stitched. Credit to him, he focused on his target. See Huxal there freezing 2 targets. Both Sato and Poco got caught by the Ice Beam. Sato's in deep trouble as to throw down the supercharger here, and a lot of healing is being dedicated to keeping this tank alive.
Twilight.
Sato though missing, finally brought down. Johnny with the focus in on that one though. Neptuno again! Oh, Doa's gonna love this! Bloodthirsty support action! Now Poco gets hold of back himself. He gets frozen or almost frozen down as Huxal blizzards, and you can see that blizzard is all about the point. With a wall to block off the Philly Fusion, they lack options for getting into this fight, and Stitch is there! He's found 4, 2 of them with a Death Blossom. Nobody can stop him right now. He will run Boombox down as well to make it 5 kills, and Twilight, well, cheekily enough, gonna get involved and get rid of Neptuno there. And that will do the job. The Vancouver Titans finally break in, and that'll make it 2-0, heading into the half.
A much different looking Vancouver Titans here today in our first half. You know, we saw them get swept last week by the Washington Justice. They have a close match against the London Spitfire, but they're making quick work of the Philly Fusion today, up 2-0 at the half.
Stitch demonstrating a lot of flexibility in his hero forward. Hold hook, they catch repel. That'll be enough to force the Titans back there. Okay, They'll be happy with that kill, but it won't amount to much. As soon as Philly realize they're losing a player, they double down on the aggression.
If you use the Transcendence, they're going to be sitting up on the high ground with a Biotic grenade. You may not get any great use out of it.
Sato got blown up as soon as that Amplification Matrix came up, and here's the power of Zenyatta combined with Batiste Mat. Those orbs already hit hard enough as it is, but through an Amplification Matrix, it's what, 70?
They wreck.
75 times 2? I mean, you're only doing more than 100 damage.
Well, yeah, you shoot through the Amp Matrix with a Hanzo and a Zen, all the shielding is going to be gone rather quickly. That's exactly what happens there for the Titans.
Huxel in a great spot up here on the high ground, throws the Blizzard down, and everyone thought that was safe behind Sato's shield, but that's exactly where the Blizzard was placed. EQO won't be getting away with that one, and now Huxel can chase for some of these kills. Holt's thrown out, Boombox caught in that. Neptuno finally run down. Philly have also banked a lot of ultimates themselves, cleverly saving ults once they realized that they were in trouble in the previous fight.
Sato get picked off first?
Yeah, really it just means that Philly have to give some free cart progress now, and they only get one fight. They may have gotten two.
But now you have to give up cart progress. You're going to be walking into Supercharger, right? So now you're going to have to hide a little bit. This is going to be even more cart progress. Dragon Strike, Amp Matrix, like...
That's a nasty Dragon Strike. Neptuno was stuck. He couldn't get out of spawn. It's either stay in spawn or submit to the Dragon. This has all gone wrong for Philly, man. It all started with losing Sato at the start of that fight. Not a good sign. Nano Boost had to be used on Carpe there, but Philly, it slips through their fingers like the sands of time. They were doing so well.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be enough. Boombox picked off. This is going to be a repeat of what we saw in the last round. A Philly player picked off at the start of an important fight. The answer looks to be yes. You don't need a magic 8-ball to tell you that Philly have just let this one get away from them once more.
Every time Philly gets an advantage, they just give it away.
You need to have a fair bit of foresight. Great Blizzard. Fantastic Blizzard on the point. Rappel's going to be caught by that one. Immortality Fielder, look at it. Yeah, all placed down by Rappel. Eventually it's removed though. That is an incredible Blizzard placement. Nothing the Titans could really do. Blizzard thrown in though. He doesn't want to stay in Ice Block too long. He wants to capitalize now. Rappel throws down that Immortality Field and it looks good. It does keep Rappel alive. Not so much for Janu though. Stitch and Carpe. It is the Hanzo's wreaking havoc right now. Stitch has the high ground. Carpe's forced to play from below. An Amplification Matrix though doesn't get much, and Neptuno just got.
He doesn't get much because Haxall puts up a great wall. Behind that wall that he puts up,
what? He got 2 kills with the Storm Arrow.
Sleep is now Carpe's turned back and he's picked up 2. But it's a Carpe against both tanks. He's not going to be able to just burn down a Roadhog. End an Orisa that quick. He's got to wait.
No, Poco's asleep. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, buddy. How are you going to fight now? 5 seconds left. He's got to rejoin the rest of his team. That has cost the Fusion, though, and now they're not in a position to dally any longer. Dragon Strike comes through from both sides. Immortality Field used for the Vancouver Titans, and Ice Wall also thrown up in front. There's Janu, first casualty. Huxel now has to go for the Blizzard, looking to try and catch Sato in there with the Transcendence. It's there for Boombox. It don't matter. Another Biotic Grade from Twilight. Huge performance from the other player on the Titans, and he has pretty much sealed the deal. Made it impossible for Boombox to keep his teammates alive, and they can't get to the cart. The Vancouver Titans secure the championship in the Pacific Division.
Man, that is a rough go for Philly.
One wall stacked on top of another. Oh, wow, that is classic Carpe for you. He's not being counter-sniped as well, so bear that in mind. It's just a Stitch on Hanzo. Carpe essentially has rule of the roost. Oh, man. That is a body shot in fairness, but... Okay! Yeah. Just bullying the heck out of Poco. Haxar, that Blizzard went down a long range here, and you can see Stitch is just chilling. Oh, man. Didn't even need to get that kill. He got it anyway.
Just that one pick on an Neptuno. It just sends that whole offense
spiraling.
Yeah, just spiraling in Vancouver's favor.
Immortality Field will be removed in just a moment. Janu, flank, hooks first, looking for Poco, gets him 2 scrapped on shots. And that second checkpoint comes up there pretty comfortably. Poco must be hating there. He was actually taking a breather while he got hooked in.
gets that beginning hold.
Janu connects with the hook, and that is a nice blocked EQO deep in enemy territory once more. Again, Philly try and play aggressively on their defense, and again, it may well backfire. Oh, it's definitely going to backfire.
Yeah, it definitely is
I'll
now. You can see it now.
Now it's going to be Boombox and Neptuna with the sound barrier just to try and hold on, but that immortality field is never going to get taken down, and Boombox has to try and operate outside of it. A very strong ability when you're at the enemy team's trying to stall map that immortality field. They can't get any picks. Burst damage doesn't mean nearly as much, and there it is, the Titans. Oh yeah, that look on Twilight's face. Dragon Strike in. Immortality field had to be used just for a repel as he was caught behind the ice wall. Carpe now trying to split up the team. He actually pops up in between Bumper and his backline, and Stitch just wrecks him. Storm Arrow on a Carpe, and Philly back to spawn with you.
Probably their best option is they do connect to a Janu. Maybe now they're able to get a Blizzard off.
That's the target they least want though, Matt. He's able to shrug off the damage and just take a breather. The Dragon Strike caught Poco as well. And that Transcendence, God, it feels so bad. Neptuna won't get away either here, and this is it. Twilight. Manabusona was Haxel. He has so many frozen people.
They're not going to touch, yeah.
Oh dear. Now Philly, they're done.
Barely
it's just Sano here on the payload now. Carpe is going to do some target practice and think about his next matchup. Because right now, they're the end of the line for the Philadelphia Fusion. And the prophecy that was promised, the Vancouver Titans to come to the Overwatch League and dominate, it has come to pass. Let's have a look at our player of the match presented to you by Omen by HP. Stitch today, your player of the match, looking absolutely dominant. The Reaper play on Hanamura was awesome. Really, really tight. He hung around on the point, stayed there. He was a big reason why they managed to take that point A. And over the course of the series, looked great.
Yeah, you see the difference that he makes in the lineup. Like, I think when they had Hureg in, they were able to play Widowmaker comps with the Genji, with Haxal, and they weren't able to really adjust to this May Reaper setup, but with Stitch in the lineup, he's able to play the Reaper at a high level. Also can play the Widowmaker like we saw towards the end.
Route 66 started banging Carpe out.
The Hanzo as well is very good, but the Reaper really made the difference on Hanamura.
I mean, Blizzard World was definitely, for me, like, that's where Philly were broken. Obviously, that's where the series was won, and Stitch's Hanzo there was very, very good.